Welcome to Peace on the Streets, and I'm your boy, Prince of the South.
Ow, ow, and your girl, Mimi Mala.
And we got special guests here tonight. How you
We
doing?
got Cynthia Harris in the building.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing today?
Fantastic.
All right, it's glad to have you all in. Thank you, Orlando, for listening to Peace on the Streets radio show. And this is the hour where we talk politics. She says she's not a politician.
No.
She's an advocate. And that's a big difference.
Absolutely.
Politicians just show up and kiss the baby and hug everybody.
Shake hands, hug babies.
I give you the real raw deal.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Cynthia Harris.
Thank you for having me.
So,
I gotta give a shout out real quick though to our audience. Why I'm saying this is
Yeah.
because we're receiving so many subscribers to our YouTube channel. We're
nice.
about to hit about 1,000, which is impressive for us, starting on our own from the bottom to the top.
Hey.
More subscribers, and our video actually, we got a commercial now running through it. That's how I know we made it.
Nice.
And it's us speaking about local politics here, about talking about the transgenders and how, they have to go by what they're born with. Well, that, of course, that would go, viral with more hits. And the fact is that you guys are tuning in and you're chiming in and you're writing your comments, your feelings. That means
We
that
appreciate
we're
y'all.
really making a difference.
Yeah.
People understanding the facts, what's going on, Cynthia, what rules are changing daily.
Right.
Locally and even presidential. And just the fact is that you're giving us knowledge. And it's accurate, Cynthia. Come on.
Yeah.
That's right.
So thank you guys so much. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Peace on the Streets Radio. And soon we're going to go live on our own page. So watch out for that.
That's right. So, Cynthia, do my vote count? A lot of people think they vote do not count.
Yes, it counts. And the reason why it counts is if you look at history, look at all the things that they do to try to keep you from voting.
Right.
Anytime when you're trying to do something for the greater good, there's always going to be someone who's going to distract you, denounce you, destroy you,
Right.
disengage from you. So you're effective if those factors are happening.
Right. So we should take our vote very serious.
Absolutely.
That's
it's
our
the
power.
most powerful thing that you have. If you've never been an employer, this is the only time that you are an employer.
You get to hire.
Yes.
Because you hire and fire the person that you want to represent you.
Okay.
And since you're doing the hiring and the firing, that's how important you are. But we have gotten it all twisted because we have allowed influencers to make us think that we are not the power source.
Okay.
And that's why you hear people say, oh, my vote doesn't matter.
Right.
The same people are in there, but you have an opportunity to fire them.
So we've been brainwashed.
Very much so.
Gotcha. Wow. So, hey, you guys, make sure you get out and vote. So,
There's upcoming municipal elections coming up.
Right.
On March 19th. So if you're in Apopka, if you are in Oakland, if you're in Belle Isles, if you're in Winter Park, Winter Garden, Edenville, you have an election coming up on March 19th. If you are requesting a vote by mail, tomorrow is your last day to request it. That's if you want to vote. Early vote is already started in the East municipalities.
Okay.
But if you need a vote by mail, tomorrow's the last day that you may request one. Otherwise, you have to go to your polling location on March 19th.
Okay. So what is better for us? To go in and vote, or is it by mail?
For me personally, I like to vote on the machine.
Okay.
For those who are unable to get to the polling location due to lack of transportation or maybe illness or disability, vote by mail is the way to go.
Okay.
Because once upon a time, you didn't have that.
That's
Right.
And you didn't have the opportunity to early vote. But if you know you're not going to make it, if you live in those municipalities on March 19th,
Right.
you need to go early vote now.
Okay. Got it. And so, so these are the elections that's coming up, the most important, that's going to affect us
All
is that?
elections are important.
Yeah.
The problem is this is a presidential election. So all of the focus and all of the media advertisement is on the presidential election. But the municipal elections are the most important. Local elections are important because they affect you immediately.
Okay.
When laws are passed on the federal level, it takes a while to trickle down.
Right.
But when you're doing things locally, like right now, we're getting ready to end our session in the Florida legislation. The 9th is the last day, I believe it is. So right now they're working on the budget.
Okay.
People should have been going to session and talking to local leaders that represent you, not just the ones that represent you, but the ones that don't represent you directly, because they are a governing body of the entire state.
Okay.
So once these laws are passed in legislation, they're effective. Some are effective immediately, and some of them will be effective July 1st.
Okay. Gotcha. So is it? Do you see any benefits for us since they passing these new laws? Do you see what's in it for us? You know?
I know.
Some are beneficial, and some are not. And we have to fight. We hear about Republicans and Democrats, and this is a Republican-led state.
Right.
But you have the voting power to change that. If the Democratic candidate is not the candidate of your choice, you have the power to recruit someone that's going to represent your best interest to run for that seat and represent you in those seats. But we're not vetting our own candidates to do that.
Okay.
And I think that anybody can run for office.
Right.
It does take special people to do so. Just like I'll tell anybody, I had a conversation with someone and I told them about some of the things that I do in the community.
Right.
And they said, well, you're an educator. In a different manner. I'm not an educator in a school setting.
Right.
But yes, I can educate you with information.
Right.
Because it takes a special person to work in the school system.
Yes.
And I'm not one of them.
I know that's right. Not these days.
No, absolutely not. So, just like you have cooks, it takes a special kind of person to cook your meal.
Right.
And cook it right.
Exactly.
Come on.
That's
so
right.
Everybody can't cook for you.
Right.
It takes a special kind of person to give you a message in the pulpit.
Right.
Everybody's not equipped for that.
Exactly. Everybody ain't a pastor.
So I stay in my lane.
That's what's happening.
The presidential election, I know I'm going left right now. You know who our candidates are? They're both over 75 years old, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
We got two old candidates running for president.
So you're going to have to make a choice.
That's the oldest ever.
Well,
So-
you also have third-party candidates that people don't. You got Robert Kennedy.
Is he running?
He
Yeah.
is. And
Guys.
he's actually doing pretty well.
We could bring another Kennedy in the office,
Is
man.
it?
That's
Wow.
history.
So he's a third party. And
Let's
then
do
you,
it.
you have Cornel West.
Okay.
Cornel is running as an independent.
Wow.
So, media focus on the two top runners, which is Biden and that other person.
Right.
But you have other candidates. But these are your options. But if you want better, you have to recruit better. You have to find out who's willing to take that leap of faith to represent you.
Right.
And when you have someone that's going to take that leap of faith, you got to research them. Yep. And you have to make sure that they have your best interests at heart.
See what they're going to do for us. Do for you. What's your
Absolutely.
policies and what is your plan? And so that's what we're saying. That I was listening to someone today, Farrakhan, and he was saying we have given the Democratic Party our votes, and we never ask for anything in return. We just give our votes away. You know what I'm saying? Just because you running, but we're not asking, what are you going to do for us? So things need to change.
Absolutely. It's some of the things that are disheartening is when, especially in a local race, you have people that say, oh, I'm going to vote for them because I went to school with them.
Okay.
I'm going to vote for them because their mother or father was my school teacher. Or they are a member of my church.
Okay.
Those are not valid reasons to vote for a person.
Right.
You have to see what's in their heart and what their agendas, if they're aligned with yours.
Right.
That's how you vote. You don't vote for somebody that decided to run for office that was stupid in school.
Right. Rode the little bus.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I remember so and so. They were in the slow classes, but now they're running for office.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean that they weren't a late bloomer and then excel later on. They could be a genius because some people do get a slow start. However, you got to make sure that they still not slow like they was when you went to school.
That's right. On this note, you guys, we got to get another jazz song in. We're going to keep it live right here with our girl
Cynthia Harris in the building.
right here on Peace on the Street.
Woo!
Welcome back. You all to Peace on the Streets radio show.
Ow.
And it is Jazz Wednesday tonight, you guys. The second Wednesday of the month. And we going to jazz it out, you guys. So you all keep, is it the first? Is this the first week or the second week?
Let me look at my calendar first to call me off guard. First
It's
week.
the first. Okay, then. Well, hey, first Wild Wednesday.
This is the first.
It's
full
jazz
week of the
tonight,
month.
you guys. I hope y'all enjoying the jazz. But anyway, we got our girl Cynthia Harris in, and she's going to give us all the lowdown on what we should be doing and getting ready for this big election that's coming up. All right, Miss Harris, take the flow.
By the way, guys, if you want to see Miss Cynthia Harris right now live in the station, we are now live on our Peace on the Streets radio page, which is amazing. So you guys could go either under Mimi Mala, MIMIMALA, or Peace on the Streets radio. You can capture us live now, like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And see us live in house. You can see Cynthia's beautiful face and see who you're going to elect for our local candidate right here in Orlando. Come on.
Yeah. So are you running for office?
I am.
Ow!
All right. What district and all that good stuff?
I'm running a county-wide race, so I'm running for supervisor of elections.
Oh, sweet. What that consist of?
Great question.
That consists of the keeper of records. So that means that when you're going to the polls or voting by mail, you see me.
Oh, okay. What? All right, then. That's what's happening. What made you go for that position?
Well, after long consideration and thought and a lot of prayer, and now that the supervisor of elections is now gone,
Okay.
he left last in January.
Okay.
So yesterday they announced the appointee.
Uh-huh.
His name is Glenn Gilzine. He is now our temporary supervisor of elections. He's appointed by Governor DeSantis.
Oh, okay. So hey, you got something, cause you got work to do.
Absolutely. We all have work to do.
Yep.
We all have a role in this election process. Like I said,
Absolutely.
we have to get out of the mindset of thinking that our votes don't matter and they don't count. People do things to you because you allow them
That's
to do
right.
it.
Uh-huh.
So if you stop the madness now, you won't have future madness.
Okay.
So one of the things that I try to get people to understand is if you look at the history of elections, especially for African Americans, before we are where we are now, black people had to take tests. They had to pay poll tax.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
So, if taxation without proper representation. So, just right up the street, you had July Perry from Ocoee, who was dragged all the way to Orlando and lynched because he was trying to vote.
Okay.
You have
Right here in Orlando.
Meredith in Mississippi was registering people to vote, was killed. So you have so many people who have died for you to be where you are.
Right.
We stand on the shoulders of giants, and we're dishonoring our ancestors
Right.
that have fought. They celebrate women's suffrage when women had the right to vote.
Okay.
And that's okay. That's all fine and good. But when they got the right to vote, both of my grandmothers was ages 4 and 5. And we're talking in the 20s.
Right.
During the Great Depression. By the time my grandmothers were able to legally cast a ballot, is when the Voting Rights Act was signed.
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
Jeez, oh wow. So they almost in their 80s.
So
Well,
It wasn't even that long ago if you think about this.
Right.
It's
No.
crazy.
Yeah.
And so, my one grandmother, she lived to be 102.
Okay.
Wow.
God bless you.
She actually had the opportunity to vote for the first black president.
Wow.
Wow.
She got
So-
to see this, man.
So she got to see this in her lifetime.
I
Where
bet
my
she
other
was proud.
grandmother, she didn't make it to that point. She died the year before Barack was president.
Oh, okay.
So when you look at all of the things that they had to endure,
Right.
all the organizing and all of the hangings and people who had to take tests over and over again and were denied access to voting. And like I said, this is the
Mind-blowing.
only time that you are the true employer, because this is a business.
Yeah. And if it wasn't so important, they wouldn't be acting like the way they do.
They would have risked their
Absolutely.
lives. They knew under those conditions at that time, that era, they knew that they're probably going to die. They're probably going to get killed.
Yeah.
And there were plenty of people. I mean, the story of July Perry, which is right here in Ocoee. It wasn't that long ago. They took this man and they dragged him all the way downtown Orlando and they hung him.
And they lynched
They
them.
dragged him out of they took him out of Ocoee, put him in the jail cell, and a mob came and killed him.
That happened to so many people that we don't even,
There are so many untold
These are
stories.
local stories, guys, though. This is like right here. This is what
Yes.
we really need to know.
There are so many untold stories. You hear some of the stories of things that happen, but there are so many more stories
Right.
that are historically identical
Yes.
that have not been told.
Right. Right.
And and especially for black people, if you look at laws that are being passed and things that are part of the black agenda, everything has an expiration date. Civil Rights Act had a 50-year expiration date. The Voting Rights Act, 50-year expiration date.
So what happens when those expiration dates are over?
It goes back before Congress, and then they pass another bill.
Okay.
Or don't.
Or don't
Yeah.
or don't pass
Pretty much,
one.
right?
It gets overturned like Roe versus Wade.
Right.
That was the law of the land once upon a time. Now women don't have access to abortions.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I know it. I wish I knew his mic is on. I could just. I don't really want to put my opinion in there because every case is different. But all I know is once there's a heart, maybe you should stop. I'm just saying, because once you have a heart, you're alive.
How many weeks is that?
And that's very few. I think it's 6 weeks.
It used to be
It's-
6
No,
weeks.
I think it's 3 weeks. You have a heartbeat.
Three? Is it 3?
That's not enough.
But
That's not
it-
enough time.
Is his mic on?
Yes.
You don't even know you miss your period in 3 weeks.
No, I know. That's the problem. Yeah.
Well,
See ya.
I know that's.
I think to each his own in their opinion.
Outta
To each his
there.
own. To each his
And
own.
so
That's a sticky situation.
it's a personal.
It's very
case
personal.
by
But it
case.
should be an option,
It is your option.
But they're trying to take away our rights.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's
So,
the
Yeah. They're going backwards. How can they just go backwards now into
so are you going to
2024?
regulate when I have sex?
problem. No.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm not trying to stop it. I'm all for it.
So,
I think
so
it's a great thing.
are men gonna take birth control? Because they do make birth
should.
control pills.
Wow.
So it's not just condoms. Birth control pills are available for men.
Are they?
Yeah.
That could really work on both.
I
See,
didn't even know.
see,
Never
I
seen
learned that in science when I was in college back in the 80s that they made birth control pills back then in the 80s.
So if we both take it, we both be good.
Yeah. So you don't have to do a snip.
But let me just
Yeah,
say that they're
which is
using
good. That's a lot.
they're using the Plan B like they're taking Tylenol, and it's being used too loosely. I think that could really stir up a whole different level of.
Well,
That.
CVS and Walmart now are going to be carrying the abortion pill now.
Plan B is-
Abortion
Are
Plan B,
they?
right?
Without a prescription.
Over the counter. Right. That's what I'm saying. They're using it like Tylenol,
Well-
like left and right every month, every time they have sex. I don't think anything should be abused.
Well, they abuse marijuana.
I mean, too much of anything is not good for you.
True.
Right,
But
so
I
it
don't
makes
think
sense.
People are like popping them like every single week.
You-
Like,
you
maybe-
don't underestimate a man,
maybe-
and you'll-
Okay, maybe they do for like a year or two.
Well,
That's the problem.
It depends on
Yeah.
how promiscuous you
That's
are.
the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How,
Like-
well, I
The kids
should
are gonna
say
be kids.
promiscuous. I should say
Dang,
how
all right.
active you are.
Forget about it. That'll be.
Depending on how active you are, you'll pop a pill. Put it that way.
That's what I'm saying, and how safe you want to be, because that's the problem. If we discourage it, then
I don't think it
people
should be
that are doing
discouraged,
it
yeah.
are gonna feel unsafe, like or insecure about taking those steps, right? Men, even to this day, even though men love bragging about having sex, it is very awkward for a man to go and buy condoms, right? Like it's an awkward experience for a lot of guys. So
Well, how awkward
if
is
you
it
have
for a
that-
woman?
Yeah, I'm saying for everybody, right?
Yeah,
but
so-
I'm saying the more we
And why should I buy a condom for you? And when
I'm not trying to say the ladies should do it. I'm just saying like the stigma in general should be taken out of it. You know what I mean? Because I think that's kind of gonna be the problem. It's like when you have this stigma and like people are like this and that, then it's awkward, and you don't want people to be unsafe. You'd
But it's
rather
better
them feel
than the
comfortable.
abortion. It's better than like having it start to be a heart.
Well-
It's better than the abortion for sure. Don't you think?
Yeah.
condoms do
Yeah.
break.
God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Accidents do
so
happen.
if things happen one way or the other.
You gotta
so,
have steps.
They say it's a day pill.
Yeah.
A date pill?
Yeah, I heard it's a day pill. where
A
you
date
take
lust
it.
pill, however you wish to say it. Come on, guys, don't abuse it.
Yeah, I mean, you only have so much time, like right afterwards, to take it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
like
So-
hours
That's
per
like a,
se.
it's like a day,
24
basically,
hours.
like 24 to 48 hours.
I just think the
But guys,
government
it doesn't prevent
they
AIDS,
just
just
step
know
in
that.
too
No,
much. I think the government steps in too much. That should be a
Yeah.
per.
They're already
that
trying to
should
mandate
be-
on how you raise your kids. Come on, guys, we already
Well,
know
they
that.
love-
in
you know.
China, they
and live in your house.
they restrict it because if you can have a boy and a girl,
That's yeah.
but you
Right.
can't have any more than the two kids.
Okay.
So there's restrictions.
Okay.
So if I was to have more boys and what? So if I
No.
have twins and they're boys and they're like, oh, you reached the cap.
There's some limits.
Kill a twin?
No.
No,
Well, you don't have a
They
girl.
used to be, they
You-
used to
it-
be brutal about it, but not as much anymore. Now
if
it's a
you
little more
if you
loose.
had a girl, they may let that slide. But if you had another girl,
Girls.
That's
Wow.
it.
cut off.
that was
So-
back in the day.
Yeah,
the
so-
one child policy.
Yeah, they had a one child
Oh my
policy.
gosh,
yes.
guys.
Yeah.
Imagine.
You,
So what do? You hide the baby? Just don't shh. Don't let them see you.
You can't hide
You
the
can't
baby.
hide
I know.
the baby.
Nah.
You just gotta
And then
get
you
it
know
out.
how strict those other countries are. You might get
Yeah,
home.
so, you know-
you in there hiding kids?
I don't-
They ain't
that's
like
not-
in America. You know what I'm saying? You see, the crime in China is low considering the way America is, because we know with us in America, it's about the dollar.
Yeah, we're
The
actually
court
Only.
system.
we're a
Well, it's
super
just like-
violent country.
Super
Right, just
capitalism
like Britain, there's no
at its
guns.
best.
We're the worst.
Only that. I know.
There's no guns allowed.
We're the only
so-
ones that we can carry guns. The cops can carry guns. Everybody.
Everybody gets a
Everybody
gun.
has a
You
gun.
get a gun.
You get a gun. You
Yeah.
get a gun.
And you're 18 years old, so you can get a gun.
Right.
And we're having
Everybody.
problems out of teenagers already with guns. So we're going to put them in their hands at 18.
18.
I think they got a gun show, the 6th.
Yes, they do.
Oh, they got gun shows all the time.
All the
bro.
time.
Every other month.
Yeah,
and,
right.
and check out where they're located. I'm just saying.
in the heart of the black community.
They're always located.
yeah.
So the message is there.
That's a
Yeah.
coincidence.
But-
right.
But then they saying, so what about this? You got a body on the gun. They saying, bring your guns. Bring them up. Now, I'm sure you got to sign a paper saying that this was your gun. Now, if it's a body on it, I
They
think
say
No,
they
they
say
say
to be
don't ask,
anonymous.
don't tell.
Yeah,
they
you
say
just
turn your gun in and I'll give you a voucher for some shoes
Yeah,
or
whatever.
Or some cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100
okay.
bucks or
Yeah.
whatever.
They-
knock, knock on your door.
I
Get
mean,
2 bodies on this gun.
you're not
now.
supposed to give your name or anything because you literally just drop it and leave. But don't get twisted. They're probably looking at all of them, seeing the serial numbers, see what it leads to. You know,
Oh,
I'm just saying.
absolutely. It's
I
like
don't
in
trust
church and when they say bow your head,
Yeah.
no peeking.
Everybody's looking to see who's
And
doing it,
yeah,
who's not.
everybody's looking to see who's really praying and
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
not praying. So
I mean, I don't want to discourage that either. So make sure turn the guns in, leave, make sure there's no bodies on it, and you're good.
Wow, so that's one, I guess, way they trying to get the guns off the street. But I just
So,
think it's too late.
It is too late. Speaking about guns, to get in the story real quick, Cynthia released something that just happened here in Orlando at the fairgrounds in Pine Hills. So released the
Off of
story.
Colonial?
well, it's early. Let's see, Saturday evening, a young woman was killed.
Damn.
They don't know who did it. The police have offered a $5,000 reward if anyone knows. Because when I first heard the story, I said, "Oh, there was a fight at the fairgrounds," but they don't even know if there were rival people fighting or if what was going on. But what's so sad about it is this young woman was killed as a result of gun violence.
Okay.
And, random shooting because her mother was with her. Her mother witnessed this.
Wow.
They were in the parking lot. I don't know if they were trying to go into the fair or exiting the fair. They just heard the gunshots. She was shot. They tried to perform CPR, took her to the hospital, and she died.
Damn.
And
These
so,
young people don't let, I mean.
So
it's just-
what we're trying to do is,
well, we don't know if it's young people.
Uh-huh.
It
we
could
have
be-
no idea who it is, and they don't know. They
Right.
don't even know if it was a fight. They don't know what occurred. No one's talking. That's why we're here speaking about this right now. As you know, Cynthia Harris is the advocate here for Orlando, and why we're speaking about it is to make awareness
Yeah.
that we're here locally, our people, our city, right here on the corner, about 15 minutes away or 10, that someone got shot and killed.
Right.
So if you guys know any of this information, anything you may have seen, anything that you think was funny, make sure that you call OPD, Orlando Police, and release it. I mean, everything matters because I'm telling you right now, the little things that you think doesn't matter does.
Yeah, right.
And anything you see looks funny, it probably is funny. So please report it. It's a person that died senselessly.
It could've
You're
been
listening
your loved
to
one.
Inspiration 1680 AM.
You guys, I mean, Cynthia Harris always comes in and she gives
So
us the
soon,
real.
so soon.
I
Oh,
know.
man.
like
do
we
the
just got
time-
here.
Why do the time go by?
Again, guys, subscribe to our Peace on the Streets radio show page, Peace on the Streets radio Facebook. You can see us live in house at the station where you can hear both studios with our guests and also DJ Prince of the South, and you can hear the music. So you must tap into our page and watch us live in the station.
Yeah.
This is where it's at, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Peace on the Streets radio. So in case you miss us live or you want to capture all the highlights, it's there. And it's impressive.
Yes, it is. And Cynthia Harris, I'm sorry this party got to wrap up. Anything you'd like to tell the listeners?
Well, like I said, March 19th is municipal elections for Apopka, Belle Isle, Edenville, Winter Park, Winter Garden, Oakland. I said Apopka already. So go to the polls.
That's right.
Get out and vote.
Vote. Early vote is already started. Go vote. This is important. You know, people showed up in droves in 2008 for Obama. You got to have that same energy, just like when you go and stand in line for an iPhone or the latest shoes. Voting is more important than anything.
Absolutely, and voting for your local officials is everything, guys. Let's keep it real. And if you don't know who to vote, check out Peace on the Streets Radio, where we have these local candidates here live on our show to represent themselves and to tell you what's going on locally. And Cynthia Harris has been with us for years.
Yes.
You already seen her investment. You see where she's been. You see what she's doing. So don't forget that name on the ballot, Cynthia Harris. I will be there.
All right
voting.
now. Yes, indeed. We thank you, Ms. Harris, for all that you do for us. And we thank you being a part of Peace on the Streets radio
Oh!
show. So she'll be back on again next month, you guys, giving
on.
us the hottest things that we should be doing for us election.
It's a very important, guys. Don't forget, Cynthia Harris, reach out to us if you have any questions, and she will love to speak with you. Don't forget on the election, man, you must vote. Peace on the Streets Radio. Thank you, Cynthia.
Peace
you
on
for
the
having
street.
Woo, years in the game, our friend. Come on.
Y'all guys,
Woo.
keep it locked to Peace on the Streets. We have Mrs. Angela coming up at 10:30 right here on Peace on the Streets.
Ow.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you all for tuning in to Peace on the Streets radio show. And I hope you all enjoying the smooth jazz tonight.
Come on.
So that's what we do on the first Wednesday of the month. It's Jazz Day, you guys. And we have a special guest in the building. Well, she's on the phone. She's Mrs. International World.
CEO.
Yeah, and she is 100 successful
Women in Business honoree.
Mrs. Angela.
Woo.
On Smooth Jazz Wednesday.
All right.
Ow.
How you doing, Miss Angela? Thank you for welcoming to Peace on the Streets radio show.
Well, thank you. Yes, and as Prince always says, yeah, it's showtime.
Ow.
Yes, it is.
That's right. It's showtime. Exactly. Well, that's Mimi's line. It's showtime.
I say it every time.
Yeah.
Every time you go live, no matter where we at, what we're doing, it's showtime.
It's
I got
showtime.
everybody saying that. But I say it the Latino way. It's showtime.
Right.
I do that all the time. I go, it's showtime.
I know, quiet on the set.
I literally give you guys updates and give you friendly reminders. It's showtime. Do my text for tonight airing.
Right. So, Miss Angela, what has been going on in
So
the world?
much.
of
Come
Miss
on.
International World.
Well, everything's going on. This week, Friday, we have... we're going to have International Women's Day with the Global Trade Chamber, 100 Successful Women in Business. So that's going to be Friday at the Doubletree Hotel and Convention Center in Miami.
Nice.
It's going to be a huge event. We've got a lot of speakers coming in. A lot of our girls are going to be there. In fact, Therese and Sandy are flying in tomorrow for that.
I'm so excited for them.
Awesome.
Yeah. So they're going to be flying in. So it's really going to be great. And then, of course, Mimi, I know you've got a couple of great things coming up.
Oh my gosh, I do. So guys, if you guys don't know, I'm heading to DC next week.
Nice.
And I've been accepted by the Junior ROTC, Air Force Aerospace.
Oh.
And the lieutenant is taking us to DC, Pentagon, the White House. We got approved to go inside the White House, to go inside the Pentagon.
Nice.
And also we'll be out in New York City, which I didn't even know. I found out yesterday in a meeting. So we'll be in New York City at the Twin Towers of the Memorial and other big factors of New York. So with that being said, I was allowed.
USF, what are you guys doing?
Come on.
You have a local star that you could bring on to your school, especially UCF. You have no excuse.
Come on.
Like, you can bring her on, and you can have so much marketing. You can have so much star power from her, and she's a proven winner. Like, what more do you want? Again, she's 5'7". Who cares? Have you guys not heard of Allen Iverson? What that man did.
Right.
As the camera falls down. Anyway.
You know what, Brandon? I'm so glad you represent the locals out here and just expressing yourself about how important it is to have them be exposed and also by the local colleges. Good job.
Well, I mean, it's not just the local colleges, but it's just these kids, for them, getting the work with them for as long as I have and just seeing how even just the small things, you just have that one freshman that never plays in a game other than that might be the only championship game they play in, but just to hear their name called, it's an incredible thing. And then again, these kids, they work so hard. They have to balance out being both a student and an athlete, and they deserve some shine. They deserve some love. And we talk about the pros a lot, but honestly, these kids are the future right here. They're going to be the future college stars, the future pro stars. So let's, if you guys, anybody out there that's listening right now, you're in the state of Florida, you're near Lakeland, or you want to make that drive, come on down to the RP Funding Center. We've got games starting 10:30 tomorrow. We got Special Olympics Florida in the building. They're going to be doing their championship game, one of their championship games tomorrow. We've got 6A on the docket. We've got 7A, and then we've got the championship games after that. Come on out. It's a great time, and it's just a great chance to support local athletes as well. Mm-hmm. Oh,
nice. Yeah, Dude. Central Florida is having a moment right now with their high school teams.
For real. And I just can't wait to see what the rest of this is going to be, because I know Winter Haven is representing on both the boys and the girls side as well. And that's anybody that knows Polk County. Winter Haven is well, anybody that knows Winter Haven, it's in Polk County. That's basically home cooking. They're, talking with some of the people at the scorers table, just talking to people around. They're kind of considered underdogs going into their matchups, both the boys and the girls teams. But when you have like 5,000 people packing out an arena cheering you on, are you really the underdogs at that point? You got some home field advantage right there.
True.
But that's Polk County right there, man. Polk County. Shout out, represent.
Better luck next year.
Oh, man. Dude, you count them out before they even start, man, before the ball tip-off even happens, dude. I'll be back next week, man.
We'll see, man.
I'll have the receipts, bro. I will have the receipts.
We'll hope for the best. I ain't seeing it, but hey,
dude.
I mean, I'm just a little jaded because Orlando got thrashed 5-0 against Miami, but we'll move on from that.
We'll move on from that.
We'll move on from that.
Anyway, moving on from high school ranks, we're gonna go quickly to collegiate as well before we get to a quick break here.
Let's go.
USF men's basketball, 25th. First time they've been ranked in over a decade. 24th now. They just set a new. Wow, my goodness! Trying to get words are escaping me right now.
Words are hard.
They really are,
Words
especially
are
when
hard.
especially when you have the computer out here and it's all laid out for you perfectly. Yeah. But USF facing Tulane had a chance to extend their 14-game win streak to 15, and they did. Longest active win streak in college football. Wow, college football. Man, this has been not a good night for me. College basketball, 85-72, conference champions. This magical season that they've been on, it just isn't stopping.
Nice. Hey, we love to hear whenever a team's on a hot run like that. What do you think? What do you think of the prospects for the future coming up?
I mean, honestly, I would say they won the regular season title. I know, obviously, you got to win the conference championship in the tournament too, but I think they do. I think they run the gambit in the conference championship. That starts March 15th, so okay. AAC conference championship coming up. And then I think as far as seeding goes for the tournament, I would say that if they could honestly be like an 8-7 seed. If they win the conference, if they are not in at least top 8, it's rigged. March Madness is rigged. But
you heard it here first. March Madness is rigged.
Conspiracy theories live.
This is conspiracy talk.
Live. But just kind of giving some other, again, I love shouting out the players, seeing all the stuff that they do in these big games right there. Chris Youngblood, 29 points, 5 assists, 3 boards, 2 steals. He's been the MVP this whole year. He has been the heart and soul of this team. Kason Pryor, he's got 13 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 13 steals by USF in this game, by the way. They play great team defense.
Damn.
Not a lot of individuals are like stars in terms of teams are led by 1 or 2 players. It's really a team effort. Each of these guys, you'll see one guy getting like 20 points one night, everybody else gets 10, but they are able to kind of share the wealth, spread it out, so to say.
Yeah.
Selton Miguel, 12 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, defensive guru on that end. And then Jalen Reed, 3 for 3 from the field from 3-point range, and then 6 assists, dishing it out. Like, everybody has their role in this team. And I think that Coach Amir Abdur-Rahim came in from a mid-major school. He has really helped turn this program around, and they're sitting with the best record that they've had in a very long time. And I'm so ecstatic and so excited to see them continue. The only thing I wish I could work more of those games just to kind of get the atmosphere in Yuengling Center, because they have sold out 3 straight games in a row. I don't think that's something that they've ever done.
That's wild.
So history's being made there for basketball. History was made for football earlier this year. USF, horns up, they're on the rise, man. You cannot doubt that.
We love to hear it.
Yeah. And on that note, I know we've still got a lot more stuff to cover. We're going to go ahead and throw it to a quick little musical break, and we'll be back right here on Sports Talk.
Let's go.
He's on the
Streets.
Liquid Death. The manliest water of all time.
I'm starting to fade a little bit. The Liquid Death is not working.
No, it's not. I wouldn't imagine so, because, again, it's not beer. It's just water.
Dude, I've been up since 5 this morning, though, man. I've had 2 energy drinks. My caffeine level is at 400 milligrams. I'm at the limit, man.
My man said I'm at the limit.
I'm at the limit. I don't know if I can drive home. Honey, if you're listening to this, please, I might need you to drop me off.
Go
man.
get a soda, bro. Caffeine hack. Get a little
Can't do
Coke.
it, man. I gotta get some sleep, bro.
and
I gotta get some
Make
sleep.
it home, dog.
You guys
Make
are
it home
hustlers.
safe.
This is what I love about this team.
Oh,
Like,
we
we
gonna-
are
we gonna
all
make it.
day, 24/7. We work like all day. We come here. We still air.
Yep.
And go home past midnight.
Up all night.
Just for you, Orlando.
Sleep all
Ballers.
day.
Time show.
That's right.
I don't want anyone to ever say we're lazy.
Or say
We're
we
putting
don't.
in the work.
Or to say we don't love Orlando. We just shouted out the biggest dynasty right now in high school sports.
Come on.
Like, come on.
Who else doing that?
Right?
Nobody else but us.
I was
No
gonna say
one's
that.
doing the locals, which is insane.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like these kids, like they mean so much to them, and it's like, guys, just give them a platform, give them a stage, give them an
Yes.
opportunity, and if they won't, we will.
That's right, Fred.
So speaking of shout outs though too, I got one of our listeners right now, my good buddy Michael. He's from representing Megacast from ESPN First Take Your Take. That's a story from another time.
Okay.
Way back in the day. We go back. It's funny, he just texted me saying, listening in. He apparently follows, or he follows, the UCF women's head coach follows him on Twitter. So he's about to be like, yo, I'm about to go out there and just like tell her, like, yo, you should have recruited Jada Eats. You done messed up, coach. You done messed up. You should have went after Jada.
Listen, Michael, if you're ever interested in being a special guest with Brandon on Peace on the Streets radio show, reach out to us. He could call in.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Hell yeah.
But
Well, we're doing shout outs. I'm going to give a shout out to
Do it.
Once Upon a Tattoo, my new tattoo shop. Come through, visit me Sunday through Tuesday, fam. Your boy doing
on.
tattoos.
There you go, man.
Come and get some ink with me or your boy, with my boy Felipe. He's dope. He's the one teaching out there. Legend, absolute legend. You better speak some Spanish.
Oh my gosh.
My man communicates better through Spanish for sure, but he got you anyway.
Yeah.
He got you anyway.
Thank God for Google Translate.
Hell yeah, buddy. I love
Oh,
America.
man.
I got to say one thing about America. It's like this is one of the few places in the world where you can go, barely speak the language, and still make a business.
There you go.
And make that business
Isn't it
successful.
That's the dream. That's the dream, man.
That is nuts.
That's
but
the dream.
Speaking of more Central Florida awesomeness, I do believe we have some more sports to talk about.
Yes, we do. And I, in my excitedness, forgot to shout out USF for their next game, Saturday, March 9th, 3 p.m., last game of the season. They're going to be taking on Tulsa on the road. And then again, the American Athletic Conference Championship Tournament's going to start March 15th. Y'all be sure to tune in on ESPN Plus. Not ESPN The Ocho. This is legit ESPN Plus.
There you go.
So moving on from college ranks, we're going to step into the pros, both the NBA and the G League. Some surprising news to find out recently. Orlando Magic, obviously we've known that they've been kind of on the up and up this year, making those baby steps to going from just kind of meh to being a good play-in team this year. They're now sitting fourth in the Eastern Conference. First in the Southeast Division.
Let's go.
And it's funny, I called this stuff at the beginning of the year. I knew we were going to be at least first place in the division, top 4 in the conference. Everyone's like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm like, no, we're going to. Maybe I was delusional.
A little delulu.
We're
But you know what?
underestimated, underrated. I'm just saying.
Yes, we are. And again, 37-26. Last 10 games, they're sitting at 8-2, 5-game win streak right now. Like the Magic, they just keep like, taking it to the next level. Just looking at some of their stuff this year, the defense has been carrying them this year. They don't have the best offense right now, 26th in points per game, but what they lack in offense, they shut you down on defense. They put the clamps on you. Jalen Suggs, Markelle Fultz on the perimeter, Wendell Carter Jr., Goga Batadze in the center, swatting shots away, SWAT patrol down low. That's how we roll.
Get it out of here.
Our name starts with O, but we play D in Orlando, man. That's how we do it. And it's a great thing to see that even though the offense still isn't clicking on all cylinders yet, there's a lot of potential to grow.
True.
They just got to make some right moves. And they had some chances at the trade deadline maybe to look at some potential people to bring in, but didn't happen. They just decided to roll with what they got. I think, honestly, we're okay with that. We need to kind of see where we're at as a team this year. We need to see kind of who are going to be our long-term guys that we can build this core around and who are going to be just some extra fat that we just need to trim off.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a fair assessment for sure. I mean, it was you and very few other people out there singing the Magic's praise at the beginning of the year.
Boo them.
You know, I boo myself because I was one
Right?
of them too.
Well, now instead of booing yourself, you got to be saying the 3 magic words, Mimi. I think you know what they are. Play the song. You know the Orlando Magic theme song.
Orlando Magic.
Yes,
Orlando
the retro
Magic.
theme song they brought back from like the 90s and the 80s. They put they put the remix on it. They've got like
They
now
got
it's
the remix. We got our own.
It is
music,
good.
Our own
It's good.
song for
Oh,
our
I
team.
might have to.
Y'all
I might
ain't
have.
selling it. Y'all ain't selling it right
I
now.
gotta pull this thing
It's
up.
being aired everywhere. It's even on.
It's on their social media.
And it's on sports news. Like I've seen it.
Yeah.
I heard them play it.
I want to hear it now because I don't know. It
God.
It's on my
sounds,
page. It's all over the place.
Let me do
But
play.
it's not.
Let me do play the song.
it
Where's-
reminds me. It sounds like my high school. Like my high school
It
theme
probably
Yeah.
does, but the best part is that the players are all in on it and they love it.
I love it. I love it.
Let me see if I
Whatever brings the W's home. You know what?
can. Exactly.
You guys want to play the bongos before the game? If you're gonna keep making those 3-pointers, go ahead. We ain't even mad at you. We ain't even mad at you.
Man, where
You
is
know
Sure,
what? I
right
might play
now.
the theme song for you guys.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to pull it up right now on YouTube.
True. Well, while you guys are doing that, has anybody heard of the Jake Paul fight he just had? It was pretty cool. You know, he's trying to make his way up the ladder in the boxing realm. So now he's
That's not it, Mimi.
fighting some real ones.
I tried.
she gave it a go. She gave it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know,
I was about to say Jake or Logan though. That's my thing.
Jake. Logan's the wrestler.
I know. I was about to say like he's our. We talking about United States champion though, man. Like Jake's just working his way up. Logan's already there, dude.
Dude, Logan.
He's the guy.
Logan's something, all right, for
He
sure.
is, man.
But at least Jake is like fighting real boxers in a little bit now, you know, because he was getting a lot of flack because he
I was
was
about to say
fighting.
real.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the dude is like he hadn't fought in a couple of years. But it's a real fighter.
There
Okay,
it is.
we found it.
Play the song. I know he's dying of cringe. I don't care. I love this song. I just love the players' involvement and the fans' involvement in it. They got the Papa John's pizza at the end of each Magic win. They got the 3-2-1 Hype Squad 407 in the background. Oh, it's just the greatest thing
Guys,
ever.
if you when they win, you actually get 50% off of Papa John's.
You do.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I might buy a
gosh.
Papa John's pizza
You know-
for the first time in years.
you
That
know-
was pretty cringe. I'm not
It
gonna
was
lie.
cringe, but it's ironic,
That was-
so it's cool.
That was painful a little bit to listen to.
I thought, well, I was gonna say, what's worse, the song or watching me dance tonight?
Both are pretty up there.
You know,
Both
you
are
know what?
pretty up
I will
there.
take that. I am okay with that.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be like my high school song, but I take it back. It was
No.
way worse.
No,
It was way worse.
I tried to set it up as best I can. Be like, no, this is like totally like 80s, 90s. Yes.
Straight up way back.
If we didn't have copyright laws, like I would try to make this our theme song. Gosh, it is
That's
as
awesome.
the kids say, it's a banger.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Cringe aside. Cringe
I'm
aside.
dying inside.
Orlando isn't the only one though with some magic. Obviously, down in Kissimmee, we got the Osceola Magic as well, the
Let's
G League
go.
affiliate in Orlando. Second place in the Eastern Conference, 14-8.
K-Town.
Yes, sir. In Kissimmee, playing at SS Silver Spurs Arena. You know, shout out to the whole Magic Vision squad over there.
I love that arena.
Oh my gosh, I do too. I just love it for the show that we put on there because regardless whoever's directing, our director supposedly is supposed to wear captain's hat.
Okay.
It's the
Sick.
best thing ever. Last night, you know, we fell off a cliff a little bit, but it was still a fun game playing up against the Maine Celtics.
Okay.
But you know, still 14-8 compared to where we were last year, losing record. What's funny, I find most amusing about this team is that even though, you know, we're 14, we are 10-3 on the road. We do better away from Silver Spurs Arena than we do at home. We're
That's
4-5 at home.
That's weird. Why
That
is
is-
that?
I honestly cannot explain it. I think it's just the fact that offense, you know, the offense ramps up there, but then defense just goes to die. Our offense is like top 5, I want to say, in the G League, but then our defense is like middle of the pack, bottom end of the barrel over there. But you know, life goes on. Again, 6th in points per game, and then opponents' points per game 17. That's a little embarrassing.
That's not good.
But on a positive note, we do know how to pass.
Okay.
First in assists per game, but a lot of that, if you work any of the games, you can see it. A lot of that is just attributed to bailout passes, driving into the lane, just kicking out, and just hoping the guy makes the next shot.
Fair enough.
It is not a strategy you want to necessarily live and die by, but it's working for him now.
Right.
And you just need to get hot at the right time.
Sometimes you just need to win the game. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter if you make it pretty.
Exactly. So honestly, it's been fun working these games and just kind of seeing both the G League team and the NBA level team like succeeding like this. And it just goes to show though too that, like a lot of people have their own opinions on whenever we make drafts, whenever we make signings and everything on who to get. But honestly, trust the front office people we've gotten there. They're making a lot of good decisions. And yeah, would I like to see maybe some of the G League players up on the NBA roster? Of course. Mac McClung, 2-time slam dunk contest champion up in Orlando. I would love to see that. And he just had a bobblehead night too, and that place sold out.
I knew they would. I wanted to get there so bad, Brandon, for the bobblehead.
I tried to have one set aside, and they were like, "No, we literally have there's like way too many fans.
They said
We
no?
can't." They said no.
I mean, it's
messed
impressive. He beat
up.
NBA players. Like, this is insane.
Oh yeah, but
Not cool.
yeah.
By the way, you guys see my shirt? I got Howard retirement jersey shirt on.
Howard?
That's right, live in the house.
Howard?
Howard, I'm sorry.
I was about to say wrong center there, Mimi.
Yeah, my bad. I almost confused my Howard shirt. You know why? They can't stand it. I didn't like it when he took over the Superman, and now it's
Yeah.
been in my head ever since. I'm sorry.
It's like, obviously it lives rent free.
But we were in the building when Shaq retired,
Yep.
when
Oh,
he
it was-
retired his jersey, and I actually got the last few Shaq shirts that
Nice.
are only sold in the arena, man.
Do you have any?
nice.
Do you have any in a schmedium?
No, it's small, man, but
Okay, I can take a small. I can make that work.
You'll squeeze in there.
I'll squeeze.
You'll
I'll
in
make it
there
work. It's
somehow.
a muscle shirt. I'll make it fit. But anyway, before we go to break, just want to give a quick little thing with regards to next games for Osceola. They're going to be taking on College Park 2 days from now. So that is Friday at 4 p.m. That is a weird start time. 4 p.m. Who plays basketball at 4 p.m.? Makes no sense.
I guess they do.
I mean, I understand, like, sometimes we have Sunday games that start at, like, 3, but, like, on a Friday afternoon, College Park, I guess there's just a lot of stuff to do in the evening there in College Park. But-
The kind of is. The kind of is. It's kind of a nice
Y'all know,
place.
I was about to say, y'all know more than I do, man. I stick to I'm a homer, man. I stick to the squad, and that's pretty much it.
He said, I stick to home, baby.
That's what I know, man. That's what
it.
I know. And then going up to Orlando, they're heading up to New York, taking on the Knicks.
Nice.
Friday, 7:30 prime time. They're going to get that dub. They're going to
Get that dub, baby.
Sir, and we're going to go ahead
Let's
and
go.
throw it to one more break, come back here and talk some Bucks news, some good news here on Peace on the Streets Sports Talk.
Let's go.
Taking the victory lap right here. We got Mike Evans coming back. We got Twan Winfield coming back. We're going to the Super Bowl next year. I'm calling it.
He's calling
I am
it
calling
now.
it. I would rather live in this hopeful delirium than live in this dreadful reality.
As the kids say, you're Delulu.
I don't care, man.
I don't
We-
know. It's possible. I mean,
It's hopium, man.
I wouldn't put it beyond them, but they're gonna have a hell of a fight on their hands with the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. They are definitely trying to come back for that third.
I mean, remember what happened the last time we met him in the Super Bowl, though? Y'all remember 31-9? I'm just
brutal.
saying.
That's brutal.
Just saying.
But hey,
Just saying.
it's been a long time, man. It's not the same. It's not the same Kansas no more. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're right. Their wide receivers are much worse. Their O-line is much worse. The only dude that's gotten better is Patty Mahomes.
ooh, Brandon talking spicy.
I know. Spicy like this barbecue.
man
Pringles
talking
right here,
spicy.
man. We
I don't
coming
know.
for him. Oh,
But
man.
hey, I'm here for it. You know,
You love the controversy.
I love the controversy, and
Love the
I love
spice.
seeing I love seeing the underdog win. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I love seeing the underdog win.
They
so
would be major underdogs.
definitely
I-
against Kansas. Phew.
As much as I want to see them win like 10 or 11 games next year, I would love it even more if they just had another losing season but won the Super Bowl to be the first team with a losing record to win it. That's my goal, just for the sheer memery of it all.
That's some supervillain stuff right there, fam.
It really is. But all of that aside, everybody, thank y'all so much for joining us here on this episode of Sports Talk on Peace on the Streets Radio. We covered all your basic Central Florida sports from high school to pros. Mimi, give us the tagline at the end.
my goodness, it's amazing, guys. You guys are phenomenal. Guys, don't forget, the saddest thing is wasted talent. Don't waste the gift that God has given you. Go full force and never let fear or intimidation stop you.
Buenas noches,
Facts.
Orlando. Peace.
Peace.
Peace on the street.
Sports talk.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being with us. Another amazing Wednesday. Don't forget to tune